Hey Virgo, my name's Ray. Welcome to my channel. This will be a yearly reading for 2022. We'll be pulling 12 cards, one for each month of the year. For those of you who want to hear about their love life, I'll also pull 4 Romance Angel Oracle cards, one message for winter, one for spring, one for summer, and one for fall. Please keep in mind that there might be an overall theme, but the messages that come through might also be a mixed bag because we're zooming out with a wide lens, so to speak. Now, without further ado, let's get started. What does 2022 look like for Virgo? What is Virgo's love advice for 2022? Starting off your reading, you have the Sun in January, Virgo. For those of you who are already in a relationship, I feel like there could be a commitment coming in the beginning of the year. Possibly some sort of love proposal, or even if you've been together for a while, like a serious relationship with plans for the future being made. But even if you're not in a relationship right now, if you're single right now, I feel like you're feeling yourself. You're feeling very confident in January. You're very happy with your life. You might be spending more time with your family and your friends, especially with this stay optimistic about your love life being your love advice in winter specifically. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I feel like even if you're just single right now, you're not necessarily even looking for somebody because you're just doing you. And that's a very positive energy. Even if you're dating around, you're not necessarily like desperate for love, you know what I mean? This is kind of the energy of somebody who is like, yeah, it would be nice to be in a relationship, but it's not something that's going to make me whole, like turn me into a complete person. Like it's something that you would like to have, but it's not something that you need. And that's a very positive energy to be in. In February, you have the Nine of Cups. You are carrying those positive vibes from the Sun card into February with you. The Nine of Cups is a very emotionally independent card, and if you're already in a relationship, I feel like there's also a very strong physical and sexual attraction here. The Nine of Cups can be a card about pleasures and fulfillment, like your wish is my command kind of thing, satisfaction guaranteed. Even if you're single and you're not necessarily looking to be tied down right now, I feel like you're just you're just dating around, you're seeing what you like, you're seeing what you don't like. You're not necessarily looking to get into a commitment right away. And I feel like that's because you're just in a really good headspace right now. You're very happy with who you are as a person. Can you clarify the Five of Swords for me, please? Why does Virgo have the Five of Swords in March? Clarifying the Five of Swords is the Judgment card. I'm reading this card a couple of ways, so bear with me here while I get both messages out. This is a yearly reading, so take it how it resonates. There's lots of different ways these cards can be interpreted, and some of them will resonate with you and not all of them. Some of you, I feel like this is you. In March, you might like come against something that kind of like triggers you in some way. Some of you might be falling into old habits, especially if you tend to fall into like toxic relationships. And it feels like you're very focused on yourself in January and February, and that's a good thing. But then in March, it kind of feels like almost like a relapse, like some sort of setback, like difference in perspective. And again, I feel like some of you are just really getting triggered. Like there's something with this Five of Swords that's making you really upset and angry. And it's bringing up a lot of old wounds with that Judgment card, a lot of like negative stuff from your past that you thought you had worked through, but that it feels like for some of you it's coming back to haunt you. And for some of you, this could be your own energy. You might be the one that tends to self-sabotage your own relationships, and that's what you've been trying to work on up here in January and February. That's what you've been trying to fix, trying to break those bad habits that keep you stuck in that lower energy. For some of you, I feel like this could be a past person trying to come back around, and that's what's making you triggered. It might not necessarily be yourself, your own self-doubt. For some of you, I feel like what triggers this intense emotion is another person, somebody from your past who was very deceptive with you, who lied to you, kept secrets from you, hid things from you. And I feel like for some of you, this person might try to come back around in March, and there's going to be conflict with that Five of Swords. But I feel like the message here, especially with this Judgment card being about healing, you've been making a lot of progress up here in January and February with this very emotionally dependent, happy, confident energy. Don't let this person backtrack you, okay? Don't let them ruin your progress. You're moving forward. You're moving on. Do you really want to let this person ruin all that? Do you really want to let this person take away all the hard work you've done on yourself? And for those of you who this is your own energy and you might just be falling into old habits, again, do you really want to self-sabotage whatever this is? For some of you, it feels like, especially if this is your own energy, you've been doing so well that for some of you, it feels like you're just waiting for it all to fall apart, right? You're like, oh, well, this is too good to be true. You know, I might be about, like, I'm about to fuck up soon. But as soon as you start thinking that, it becomes self-sabotage. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Just go with the flow and try to stay in this emotionally independent, confident energy. Because if you start convincing yourself that you haven't moved on, that you haven't changed, then you're just gonna fall back into those old habits. In April, you have the Six of Pentacles. I feel like you're bouncing back from this negative energy in March, and you're very focused on your sense of personal growth again in April, trying to get back into that sun, into that Nine of Cups energy. In April, you're focused on rebuilding yourself after whatever drama is going on in March. In April, it feels like you're very focused on your personal sense of stability and security. And for some of you, that could be literal. You might be pouring your energy into your education, your career, your finances, doing work on your home. I also feel like for some of you, you could be coming into some sort of inheritance, like some sort of unexpected wealth. Some of you could also be getting a raise in April. And this children card is your love advice for spring. Your love life is being affected by children. For some of you, that could be literal, especially with this dramatic, like conflict energy up in March, especially if you have kids with someone already. And the reason why all this drama unfolds is because you're learning how to co-parent with them, especially if this person is still financially dependent on you, or there might be some sort of division of finances involved in order for the two of you to take care of your kids. But for some of you, I also feel like this is figurative. Like whoever this person is in March is just very childish, is very immature. And that could be what's affecting your connection. That's why they're so deceptive with you with that Five of Swords. That's why they trigger you with that Judgment card. Because this person just acts like a child. I also feel like following from March with this childish energy that I'm getting, and this Six of Pentacles here, again, for some of you, I feel like there could be money involved. This person could be financially dependent on you for whatever reason. But I also feel like this could be figurative. Like you want a connection that is equal give and take. You want a connection that has that emotional prosperity. Like this childish energy in March gives, like this childish energy in March takes everything and gives you nothing back. And I feel like that's why you're so done with this person, right? That's why you're focused on your Six of Pentacles. Or if you're moving forward with a new relationship in the future, you know, whoever comes for you next, you want to make sure that there is a sense of equality in your relationship. In May, you have the Five of Wands, and this is that childish energy that I was just talking about. For some of you, I feel like this could actually be about your work environment, especially if you deal with, especially if you work in like a very competitive position, especially if you get a raise in April. Some of your coworkers might be jealous of you, or even if you're just putting off like a very hard-working, prosperous energy in April for whatever reason, I feel like people are jealous of you at work. Some of you might be dealing with a difficult boss or difficult coworkers, but the Five of Wands is a very petty, childish energy, like I was just saying. The Five of Wands is very competitive. Like the Five of Wands is just the energy of somebody who feels the need to be right all the time because it helps them feel important. You know, it helps stroke their ego. It could also have to do with your personal relationships. But I feel like there's some sort of like competitive conflict coming up for you in May, whether it be in your work environment or just with somebody in your personal life. But again, this is a very childish, petty energy, okay? Don't stoop to this person's level. Just ignore them the best that you can because they're not worth fighting over. They're not worth fighting for. This person is not worth your time, your energy, and your attention, okay? You just keep getting that bag. Can you clarify the Five of Pentacles for me, please? Why does Virgo have the Five of Pentacles in June? Clarifying the Five of Pentacles is the High Priestess. I feel like, okay, I'm getting a few messages, so bear with me here and take it how it resonates. For some of you, this could also be about your work. Some of you might be going through some sort of financial loss, some sort of like bad luck in money, or possibly your career. And with this High Priestess card, I feel like some of you might be figuring out a secret. Okay, this is a very specific message, so don't panic. It's probably not for you. But like worst case scenario, especially with this Six of Pentacles over here in January, February, March, April, excuse me, with the Six of Pentacles up here in April, some of you could find out that like even if you do get a raise or if you've like advanced positions or whatever, I feel like for some of you this secret with this like financial loss card here could be that you find out that you've been getting underpaid. Or something like that. Like you've been working overtime and you haven't been getting like the recognition you deserve for it. Like you haven't been getting paid for it. Like there's something here about like you finding out that you're not getting paid as much money as you should be. So just be careful of that. I also feel like for some of you in June, this is personal. Like you find, I've done with this High Priestess card, I definitely feel like for some of you, this is about somebody keeping a secret from you in June. But your intuition knows that something's up. Okay, you just like, you have this feeling, like you suspect this person is hiding something from you or lying to you about something. And as soon as you figure out what it is, you're gone. Like some of you might be ghosting this person. But believe it or not, the High Priestess, even with this card, is a very powerful energy because the High Priestess, she trusts her intuition. She knows that even in a negative situation, like with this powerful energy here, I feel like it's not necessarily something, it might upset you, it might make you angry, it might make you feel lonely for a while, but I feel like the High Priestess is also like very accepting. Does that make sense? Like, she knows you have the strength to walk away from this, because whatever this Five of Pentacles is about for you, you just know, okay, that this isn't the kind of energy that you want to be messing with. You would rather walk away from this situation. You would rather walk away from this situation. You would rather walk away from this person than to stay in this Five of Pentacles energy. So the High Priestess is very powerful because she accepts that, right? Like, she doesn't force control. She doesn't try to prevent things from going wrong. When they do, she just knows. And when she finds out something goes wrong, she just leaves. And that's it. End of story, case closed. So no matter what this is for you in June, just remember that you do have the strength to walk away from this. Trust your intuition, okay? Because even if you don't have any evidence or proof, you know that something's up. So listen to that voice in your head that's telling you that this person is not being honest with you about something. In July, you have the Queen of Pentacles. You could be dealing with another Earth sign, a Taurus, another Virgo, or a Capricorn, but I'm seeing this as you. After this drama in June, by the time July rolls around, you've already bounced back, okay? You've already healed from it. So don't panic too much. Whatever drama is going on in June, you will move past it, and you will get back into this Queen of Pentacles energy, okay? The Queen of Pentacles is confident, she's stable, she's secure. I feel like if this does have to do with some sort of loss of money, you will make that money back, okay? You will make up for it. You're not going to have a hole in your bank account for the rest of your life. And your summer message here is flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So again, I feel like, especially if you're single right now, you're not necessarily looking for anything serious this year. I get the vibe that this year, especially if you're single, is just very much about you being in that single energy. With the Sun card, the Nine of Cups, you have a lot of focus on money in the spring, okay? And like not fucking with this negative energy with the Five of Swords in March and the Five of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. We also have 3 fives here, by the way. I just remembered that. Five of Swords, Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles. So that could be just confirmation for you. 5 might be your favorite number, or 5 could just be like your lucky number or a really important number to you this year, but you have 3 fives here. So for some reason, 5 is important right now, Virgo. I don't normally pay attention to numbers, but when I get 3 of the same number in a row, I pay attention to it, Virgo. So for some reason, the number 5 is really important for you this year. But again, with this Queen of Pentacles card in July, I feel like you're just, you're getting back into that confident, independent, financially stable energy. And with this flirt card, especially if you're already single, you're not necessarily looking for anything serious right now because you are focused on your pentacle for most of the year. And I also feel like even if you are dating around this year, you're not necessarily desperate about finding somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be with somebody who's going to be able to share this pentacle with you, because the Queen of Pentacles is also a very, like, she creates a comfortable home environment for herself and her family. Like, I feel like you want something stable, you want something secure, you want something long lasting. And that's a good thing, because I feel like when it comes to love, you're raising your standards. And anybody who comes at you with this Five of Swords energy, with this Five of Wands energy, with this Five of Pentacles energy is getting cut off. Okay, you do not have time for that. If they're not going to give you this pentacle, they're not the one, and that's that. You'll just keep doing you. You'll just keep flirting. You'll just keep looking for your pentacle. For those of you who are already in relationships, I'm also hearing that in July, you're just in a good place in general. Like, the two of you feel at home and comfortable with each other. Like, you're able to create like a very healthy, stable relationship. This is something that has long-term potential, especially with the Sun card. Can you clarify the Eight of Swords for me, please? Why does Virgo have the Eight of Swords in August? Clarifying the Eight of Swords is the Seven of Pentacles. Like I just finished saying, I feel like for most of you, not all of you, but for most of you here, the focus is on your finances and career this year. I feel like you're very anxious about money in August. You're very anxious about your career. You feel like you're playing an endless waiting game, like you're stuck, you're somewhere that you don't want to be. It feels like you're anxious that all the hard work that you've been putting in is not paying off. Whatever that may be the reason for, you might not be getting recognized at work. Some of you might be very focused. Some of you might be trying to save up to make some sort of investment or big purchase, and you feel like it's not happening quickly enough. But the Seven of Pentacles is a card of patience, okay? I feel like you're freaking yourself out, Virgo, because the Eight of Swords is about anxiety and stress. Okay, just because things are moving slowly doesn't mean you're not getting anywhere. Okay, one step at a time. Starting in the fall, in September, you have the Ace of Cups. Again, I feel like this is primarily a career and financial focused reading, but for those of you who are looking for more love advice, who are looking to hear about what will my relationships be like in 2022, if you are going to be in a relationship this year, I feel like it could either come in for you right at the beginning of the year, in January with that Sun card, or towards the end of the year in fall, in September with this Ace of Cups card. So in terms of love life specifically, January and September are both looking really good for you, Virgo. But I'm getting the message that this is just a new opportunity in general. It doesn't have to be about love, especially with your fall message being finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, especially with that message that I keep getting. It's very prominent about, like, I feel like most of you who are watching this are single right now or single this year. And I feel like you are very focused on your finances and career this year. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like some of you might feel like you're just too busy for a relationship right now. Like you don't even know if you have time for a person in your life, especially if you're juggling multiple business ventures. That could also be what's causing stress in March, June, and August, especially if you've been overworking yourself. But I feel like you're just very focused on that financially independent energy. That's your main goal this year. That's where you've set your sights. And for some of you, this could be a completely new project, completely new job. But there's some sort of new beginning on offer for you in September, whether it be a new person or some sort of new opportunity in your finances and career. In October, you have the Seven of Cups. And again, I feel like you could have multiple irons in the fire in terms of finances and career. You might be juggling multiple projects. You might have multiple job offers coming in. And for some of you, it might be difficult to pick just one. And this could be stressing you out a little bit because sometimes the Seven of Cups can represent a bit of an anxiety card because you're worried about making the right or the wrong choice. The right choice and the wrong choice doesn't exist, by the way. Each of these 7 cups will just take you down a different path. It doesn't mean that you're not going to end up doesn't mean that you're going to end up at a dead end. For some of you in terms of personal relationships, again, I feel like you're just very focused on your single energy right now, very focused on your finances and careers right now. You want to keep your options open in October. You want to keep that momentum going, especially because I feel like, again, some of you just feel like you have too much going on right now to be able to commit to somebody. You don't have time for a person in your life. You just feel like you're too busy. Can you clarify the Nine of Swords for me, please? Why does Virgo have the Nine of Swords in November? Clarifying the Nine of Swords is the Chariot. Some of you could be dealing with a Cancer. I feel like for a lot of you, this is just anxiety and stress. Okay, more self-doubt setting in November. It feels like you've reached an obstacle and you're kind of having trouble getting past it. For some of you, in terms of your finances and career, things could be picking up speed. You might feel like you're having trouble keeping up. You know, you could have like 5 deadlines all due on the same day, something like that, and it just feels very overwhelming. But the Chariot card is about inner drive. It's about victory. It's about willpower. Okay, you might be racing ahead at full speed, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to make it. Okay, the Chariot is about keeping your eye on the prize. Okay, this is just a speed bump in the road, Virgo. Don't overthink it. Can you clarify the Three of Swords for me, please? Clarifying the Three of Swords is the Ten of Pentacles. For some of you, I feel like this could be a breakup situation happening in December, possibly a divorce if you're already married to this person or living with this person. There could be some sort of division of finances. There also could be some sort of loss of money going on in December, something that causes a lot of like heartbreak and pain and rejection. But don't panic, okay? Because with this Ten of Pentacles here, I also feel like the message for most of you is that this is just past energy getting in the way of holding you back from this, okay? For some of you, I feel like this is more self-sabotage coming in. If there's a potential new commitment coming in December that could give you this Ten of Pentacles, you're still worried that you're not over this Three of Swords. You're still worried that you haven't moved past the healing process. But with that Chariot card, that tells me that you're over it, Virgo. You're just second guessing yourself. There's a lot of abundance for you this year, Virgo. And that could be literal. For some of you, it could be emotional. But there's a lot of prosperity here. There's a lot of potential here. Okay, Virgo, I feel like your message has been received. Comment down below if this reading resonates with you and let me know what your situation is about. I do read the comments and will be liking and responding. Don't forget to like this video and click that subscribe button. That helps me a lot. If you want to join the fam, you can click that bell to be notified every time I post. You can now also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where I will be posting announcements about new tarot readings. All of those links will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for 100 followers on Instagram, by the way. I know it's not a big number, but a year ago I didn't even have a channel. So I really mean it when I do say that I appreciate every single one of you. Either way, I'll see you here again at Ray's Tarot. See you later.